every fighter knows there's a moment before the first punch, a silence that separates the real from the fake. It's that second of stillness before chaos begins, when two people stand across from each other and only one truly understands what's about to happen. But outside the gym, most people never feel that silence. They confuse confidence for control, anger for power, ego for strength. They walk into rings, gyms, or cages thinking this is just another game. That fighting is something you try, not something you live. And that's when it happens. Reality steps in, because real fighters don't need to prove anything until someone pushes them too far. And when they finally decide to respond, it's not just a fight, it's a lesson. These are 10 brutal moments where fake masters, street bullies, and loudmouths met real fighters and learned the truth the hard way. Number 1. The Drunk Challenger. Muay Thai Gym Incident. A Bangkok gym. Fans hum, gloves snap, fighters move like rhythm itself. And then, the door slams open. A man walks in, half drunk, full of arrogance. "Who's the best here?" He shouts, swaying, taunting. The fighters stop mid-round. They don't respond. They've seen this before. Finally, one man steps forward. Calm, collected, expression blank. The drunk laughs. He doesn't realize he's already lost. The first low kick lands like thunder. Crack. The second one folds him. His legs give out, body crashing into the mat. The gym goes quiet for half a second. Then someone mutters, "Lesson learned." The fighter bows respectfully and walks away. No celebration, no anger, just silence. The kind that always follows truth.
Come on.
Never disrespect someone on the street. Number 1. Number 2. You know who I am? Do you know who the I am? You're lucky you meet me. If you meet people like this and you do on the road, you are dead, my friend. This is a lesson for you. You don't think your body is so big, you come to a guy in the middle of the road and shout, "Hey, I want to fight you." In the whole of Sri Petaling, who the are you?
Number 2, the big guy versus the MMA pro. He was built like a statue, massive, confident, every inch shouting power. He walked into the MMA gym like a movie villain, laughing, saying, "I'll take the small one." The smaller fighter smiled once. When the bell rang, it wasn't a fight, it was a clinic. The big guy charged in swinging wild. The MMA pro slipped, ducked, and locked a guillotine so fast it looked rehearsed. The crowd froze as the giant's body hit the floor, a mountain collapsing under its own weight. A few seconds later, tap. The smaller fighter released, stepped back, and helped him up. No showboating, no words, just quiet dominance. Power isn't in the muscle, it's in the mastery.
Oh, not again!
Number 3, the cocky keyboard warrior versus UFC fighter. He'd been talking for weeks. Online threats, comments, hashtags. UFC fighters are overrated, he wrote. He didn't know one of them was reading. When he finally showed up at the gym, phone in hand, he smirked. "Let's go live." The fighter didn't speak, he just nodded. First jab, quick. Second hook, clean. The camera shakes, the feed cuts, and the sound of a glove connecting ends the live stream. When the man wakes up, the fighter says quietly, "There's your content." You can edit videos, you can't edit reality.
Oh, shit! Oh, yeah. Oh, baby!
Number 4, Nate Diaz in his early days, Stockton, a small gym, no fame, no crowd, just a young Nate Diaz sparring with his brother. Then the door opens, a man steps in, jeans, sneakers, attitude. "I can beat any of you." Nate looks up, says nothing, and walks to the ring. Bell rings. Pop, 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 3 punches in rhythm. The man hits the floor, stunned. Nate doesn't even look proud, just focused. He walks back to his corner, shrugs, and says one line that sums up his entire career. He asked for it. Long before he became a legend, Nate Diaz already understood. Real fighters don't start fights, they finish them.
Take your time, man.
Good job, Nathan. Good job. Come on, Nathan. Come on, Nathan. Yeah. Yeah.
Number 5, the 20-year-old versus the 15-year-old boxer, a grown man pointing at a teenage boxer in the corner. "Let's spar," he says. The coach sighs. The kid just nods. They glove up. The crowd forms a circle. The man starts with a grin. The kid starts with composure. The first jab snaps the man's head back. He blinks, unsure. The second jab lands harder. Then the third, straight through the guard. He collapses, gasping, his smile gone. The coach kneels beside him and says softly, "He's been training since he was 8. You don't measure fighters by age. You measure them by hours."
He walked in here, they want to fight. Let's go.
Number 6, the Jiu-Jitsu black belt versus the 300-pound tough guy. 300 pounds of muscle, tattoos, aggression, ego. He calls himself The Wall. The black belt across from him calls him Training. They shake hands. Within 10 seconds, the giant is trapped. A sweep, a turn, a choke. He's gasping, eyes wide, tapping before he even knows how he got there. The gym erupts, not in cheers, but in quiet respect. The big man sits up, stunned. The black belt pats his shoulder. "You're strong," he says. "Now learn to be skilled." Technique is invisible until it's too late.
Look at that sprawl. He knows how to sprawl. This guy's got this book.
Number 7, the bully versus the boxing coach. It starts like every bully story. Loud, obnoxious, looking for attention. He storms into a boxing gym mid-class, yelling at the coach, calling him old. The students back away. The coach stays calm. He tries to reason. The bully shoves him. That's it. What happens next is art. Left, right, left. 30 punches, perfectly measured, perfectly placed. The bully's eyes glaze, knees buckle, pride evaporates. The room stays silent as the coach asks one question. "You good now?" That's the thing about real fighters. Their calm is scarier than their rage.
Exactly the right way to say. You know what?
30 punches. 30 punches. 30 punches. Huh? 30 punches. 30 punches. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want, bro? Come on. What do you want, bro? Huh?
Number 8, the cop challenge. Gone wrong. 2 men arguing in a parking lot. A police officer steps in to calm things down. They don't back off. They get closer. One laughs in his face. "You can't hit me. You're a cop." He was wrong. The officer gives 2 warnings. The guy swings. 1 second later, he's face first on the pavement, wrist locked, breathing heavy through the shock. The second man freezes. The officer stands up, adjusts his vest, and says, "That's why I asked you to walk away." Some lessons hit harder when you don't listen.
Take it off and you'll see. Well, what you laughing for? I'm writing your shit. Take it off.
Put your hand behind your back.
I'm a minor.
So why'd you get in my face? What, you gonna hit me?
Number 9, Joe Rogan versus contestant Jonathan Baker. It's live TV, not a cage, not a ring, but it turns into one. During an episode of Fear Factor, contestant Jonathan Baker loses his temper and steps toward Joe Rogan. He's inches away, angry, trying to intimidate. Rogan's face doesn't move. He's been here before. In one clean motion, he clinches, controls, and neutralizes. No chaos, no shouting, just absolute technique. Security rushes in, but the moment's already over. That's what years of discipline look like. Quiet, quick, and perfectly controlled. Number 10, the internet troll walks into the boxing gym. He thought it would be funny, mocking a young boxer online, calling him soft. The video went viral, the comments blew up, and the next day he showed up at the same gym. The coach saw him and said, "If you're that confident, step in." He laughed. "I'll go easy on the kid." Bell rings. One jab, lands clean. Second punch, spins him sideways. Third, drops him. His phone skids across the floor as the gym bursts into laughter. No anger, no insult, just truth. He walked in to embarrass someone. He left with a free lesson in humility. Ego has a funny way of writing checks reality can't cash. Every single story here ends the same way. Someone walks in loud and walks out quiet. Because fighting isn't about how hard you can hit, it's about how much control you have when everything's on the line. Real fighters don't fight for fun, they fight for balance, for discipline, for respect. The cage doesn't lie, the ring doesn't lie. And when arrogance walks through those ropes, the truth is waiting on the other side. Silent, patient, and perfectly trained. This is Real Fight Moments. Subscribe, because next time, the silence before the first punch might just be the last thing they hear.